is ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there and welcome to the News at 7 with me, Sabena Izuku. Adamawa State Government has reviewed the curfew in the state due to prevailing security situations. A statement signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Ibrahim Walia, says the curfew will now commence from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. daily. However, those on essential duty are advised to carry out their normal duties. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has described the sight of the Boko Haram's flag in Adamawa State's second largest town a tragic act and a worrisome affront to the corporate integrity of Nigeria. The Turanki Adamawa, who was abroad when the incident took place, told a group of journalists on arrival that, from what he gathered from online news reports and other sources from Mubi, the situation is very unfortunate. He added that if reports that soldiers abandoned their duty post a few days before the Boko Haram action are true, then complicity could not be ruled out. Atiku was quoted in a statement issued by his media office as frowning at what he described as the possibility of conspiracy in the sudden retreat of the troops. Meanwhile, the former vice president said he's heading for Yola to meet with those managing the displaced people and see what assistance he can render them. Many people were reported dead after 3 explosions rocked the popular Gombe Line Transport Service Limited in Gombe State. According to the police and eyewitnesses, the explosions were reported to have occurred around 9:30 a.m. on Friday. The 3 bombs, which were said to be concealed in bags, went off during the morning rush hour. Police blamed the latest and series of attacks targeting commuters on Boko Haram.
I've made mention of a vehicle that we are suspecting to have carried the bombers who came in with the IEDs. Fortunately, they wanted to zoom off with the vehicle, but they were caught up. You can see the vehicle over there with Yobe is a surprising issue for the Yobe vehicle to come into this place with a view to take a passenger. There must be something wrong somewhere. However, for now, 3 suspects from that vehicle who ran away were apprehended, and we are reasonably suspecting they are the people who brought in the IEDs. Either the vehicle is backloading or regular until the EOD make further investigations to determine that very particular vehicle mentioned is already packed laden with IEDs, or they came in the way they did in Nazareth last week. But so far, 3 suspects have been arrested.
The Bring Back Our Girls group has expressed concern about the escalation in the attacks on towns and villages in northeast Nigeria since the government announced a truce with Boko Haram. The protest movement said in a statement that the reported fall of Mubi is particularly shocking, especially as tens of thousands of people have been displaced. It consequently warns the authorities to act immediately to restore the territorial integrity of the country, as well as address the worsening conditions of internally displaced persons. Bring Back Our Girls group also noted the abducted schoolgirls have now spent 200 days in captivity, while recalling that government officials said 2 weeks ago that the insurgents would soon release the girls. Still on the Chibok schoolgirls has run into 200-day mark. In Lagos, Women and Rights Initiative stages a rally to express displeasure at the failure so far by the federal government to secure the release of the girls. Anita Fatunji brought back this report.
The president of Women Arise and Campaign for Democracy, Joe Odumakin, says the federal government should step up efforts at securing the release of the girls.
200 days after, our hearts still grieves. It's terribly worrisome. It's disheartening. It's heartbreaking that for 200 days, our girls are still with the terrorists. And that is why our gathering here is to prove a point. And what is that point? That point is that government must be more responsible and responsive. Government must fulfill its constitutional responsibilities in making sure that our girls are rescued.
Others who spoke at the rally says the issue should be treated with more urgency by the government.
But we are not only asking for freedom for the children students, we are also asking for the freedom of all other persons, of all other women, of all other men who have been abducted.
We sang it when they are 50 days, we're still looking for them. The same song was sung when they are 100 days. 150 days has passed. Now we are beating. We are on 200 days. And my people are still busy looking. Nobody is talking. All we hear every day is negotiating. They say negotiating, we have negotiated. And the only thing I can derive for their negotiation is a preparation for war.
The rally also says all Nigerians should unite against terror and insurgency, irrespective of religion and creed. Anita Fatunji, CoreTV News, Lagos.
After the break, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal, has challenged powers of the police authorities to court. Find out more and other stories after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome you to From the Ivory Tower. On happenings around the country, varsity teachers get to air their views. Students are actually not left out. We bring you intellectual ends from the events happening around you. It is dedicated to educating the populace with a spice of entertainment.
From the Ivory Tower, Tuesdays, only on CoreTV News.
Welcome back to the news. For more information, you can reach us on a social media platform on facebook.com/CoreTV News and on Twitter at CoreTV News NG, on our YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space and the news. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal, has challenged powers of the police authorities to court to recall his orderlies. He personally led his lawyers to the Federal High Court in Abuja to file the court papers on behalf of himself and the All Progressive Congress. The defendants are the People's Democratic Party, House of Representatives, INEC, and the federal government.
I mean, he's still the Speaker of Nigerian Parliament. For us, we're talking about the institution. And anything that will impede the performance of an arm of government, definitely we must look at it with a lot of concern. And the era of, we're not running a banana republic. It's Nigeria. This country belongs to all of us. There are spelled out rules by which you can carry out any activity. And of course, he's still the Speaker of Nigerian Parliament. We don't have any other speaker. And for us as an institution, we're looking at it quite with a lot of sadness, because there are three arms of government, you know, and no one affects the other. If the police want to take the issue of interpretation in their hands, and that's very unfortunate. Even if the police will act, they must wait on a judgment of a competent court. And of course, the police is interpreting. They're taking over the issue, the function of the judiciary. And that's our concern.
The All Progressive Congress has warned the federal government against inducing members of the House of Representatives to sign a paper seeking to reconvene the House before December 3rd adjourn date. Party spokesman Lai Mohammed said in a statement issued on Friday that such plans would amount to piling illegality upon illegality, since only a resolution by all principal officers of the House can reconvene the House. APC also insists that for as long as Aminu Tambuwal remains Speaker, he is entitled to all the statutory perks of his office. Reactions have continued to greet the defection of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal, and the subsequent withdrawal of his security aides by the police authorities. In this report from Oshogbo, the Osun State capital, Rashid takes out politicians, right activists, and legal practitioners in the development. His report.
The defection of Tambuwal to the opposition party will for a long time remain a subject of discussion in many circles. The withdrawal of the security details attached to the speaker may, in the words of an APC stalwart, Rotimi Akeredolu, deepen political tension in the country, and added that the development is medicine after death.
Well, Tambuwal is great. I mean, whether we like it or not, he has demonstrated the depth he has as a politician. It is his right to belong to any political party of his choice, and that he has done. And he has done it deftly. And no doubt the PDP has been dealt a blow that they will never recover from until after the election.
However, this PDP stalwart have an interpretation of the law on the development and says the law must be allowed to take its rightful course.
He who seek equity must come with clean hands. The law is very clear. The Constitution of Nigeria is there. If you cross carpet, if you change your political party other than the one with which you were elected to the House, you must vacate your seat. And if that is the position, all the other appurtenances of such office will have to be kept in abeyance.
The defection of Tambuwal and withdrawal of his security details for this right activist may have run torch on the raw nerve of relevant constitutional provisions.
Withdrawing of, the Constitution has not spelled it. There is nowhere in the Constitution that says National Assembly leadership must be by a particular political party. If members that were elected on the platform of non-party was elected, do you mean that such persons cannot be elected as the Speaker or the Senate President?
This legal practitioner says though it's a political game, Tambuwal, according to him, is entitled to protection under the law.
Tambuwal is free to defect to another political party. But don't forget, we are talking politics. It will be somehow incongruous for the Speaker of a House to dump his political party that has majority in the House for another party. I wouldn't want to go all out to condemn the federal government, but as a Nigerian, he has the right to be protected.
The development by the day appears to be taking different colorations as more reactions on the side of the political divide, as well as other analyses, have subjected the Constitution to stiff test ahead of the 2015 general elections. Rashid, CoreTV News, Oshogbo.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has denied claims by the People's Democratic Movement, the PDM, that the government frustrated its plans to use the International Conference Center for its national convention. The PDM National Chairman Bashir Yusuf had alleged that the FCT was placing obstacles in the party's bid to hold its convention at the weekend. But spokesman for the FCT Minister Nosike Onweyi told CoreTV News that there is no basis for the allegations.
The International Conference Center, has since been leased out to private people to manage. It's not under the FCT administration. It's not under the control. It's, there's an organization, it has been privatized. So the same thing with Eagle Square. So those people, if you want to rent the place, you don't come to the FCT minister. And again, let me say something. Since April, by the time April was there, this timetable that they're implementing now had not been unfolded by INEC. So they're just telling lies. So what happened? Probably maybe they didn't do one thing or the other right. So that is it. They should address the issue. The minister does not in any way interfere with the actions, with the processes. of various departments and agencies or even organizations in FCT. In this case, International Conference Center is not even a department, as I told you. It is under an independent, under an autonomous management. So that thing is totally, bad politics that they're trying to play, and they should leave FCT minutes out of it. It has no hands whatever to whatever misfortune they may be facing. Maybe they didn't do the needful thing at the right time.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it will soon apply sanctions for non-compliance with its timetable for 2015 general elections. The Commission's chairman, Atahiru Jega, said this in an interview with journalists in Abuja on Friday. He advised people, politicians and political parties to adhere strictly to the timetable. Jega also stressed the need to sanction anybody or political parties that violate the Electoral Act or guidelines issued by the Commission. The Independent National Electoral Commission once again is considering the use of an electronic card reader for the 2015 general elections. INEC Chairman Atahiru Jega says the technology will be test run during the by-elections in preparation for its deployment next year. He added that the card reader will be used to confirm if the fingerprints and picture correspond with the name on the voter's card.
I would like to say that we've taken a decision at the Commission that now that all the major governorship elections are behind us, any subsequent by-election between now and 2015 general elections, we are going to pilot the card readers in the field, again to help us really test these card readers and keep on improving if there are challenges before we now use them for the 2015 general elections. The hard copies of the registers which we've been using for all elections will also be there, and so it's really a backup. But the decision of whether if you are verified electronically or if you are not verified, you can't vote, that's a decision we have to take together with political parties and other stakeholders.
And away from that, public relation experts in Lagos have brought to the fore the importance of positive imaging for business organization as well as the country. The chairman governing council of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, Rotimi Oladele, stressed the need for professionals to see crisis management and community relations as a strong point of call due to their growing needs in the society. Omotayo Alo was at the first Lagos NIPR Stakeholders Conference and filed this report.
With the theme Effective Stakeholders Engagement and Corporate Profitability, the Lagos branch of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, through extensive lectures and in-depth discussion, says the practice has a lot to offer if well established and applied through the right channels. The hosting chairman of NIPR in Lagos, Joseph Okoma, says the conference was aimed at reawakening the significant role of public relations in businesses as well as in governance.
It's important for us to know the importance of public relations and what and how they contribute to making businesses.
Following rise in management crisis, chairman of the governing council of NIPR, Rotimi Oladele, charge professionals to learn to multitask on the job, which keeps them relevant, as well as prefer solutions for crisis management.
It is important that politicians and leaders, especially as well as businessmen, must have professional public relation person taking charge of their affairs. Like everybody want to have a medical practitioner, everybody want to have a legal practitioner, the same thing. If you care about your name, if you care about your business, if you care about your health, you must as well care about your reputation. So it is a necessity. So, but in Nigeria, we must own up to the fact that we are not there yet 100%. We are on the way.
Some guest lecturers at the conference also add their voices to the need of public relations and its positive impact in setting the right stage for businesses and other societal issues.
After the break, we'll bring you more stories outside Nigeria and in sports. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, our 24-hour news station.
Welcome back to the news. And in sports, the process for the return of Stephen Keshi as head of coach of the Super Eagles appeared complete on Friday after the Nigerian Football Federation Technical Committee accepted the plea for his reconsideration made by Shoaibu Amodu on Monday. Amodu was announced to take over the senior squad in the early hours of October 16th, hours after the team 3-1 victory over Sudan in Abuja only took it to the third place in the Group A table of the 2015 African Cup of Nations qualifying campaign. However, in a letter dated 27th of October 2014, an address to the NFF President Amaju Pinnick through the chairman of the NFF Technical Committee, the 56-year-old technician pleaded that Keshi be reconsidered for the two matches as the time frame was too short to tinker with the fabric of the squad or start to build a new one altogether. Speaking on Friday morning, chairman of the NFF Technical Committee, Chief Felix Ayasin Agu, said his committee has accepted the plea and forwarded same to the NFF president. On his part, the NFF president, Amaju Pinnick, simply said he had no objection to the proposal. And outside Nigeria, Burkina Faso President Blaise Compaoré has announced his resignation following violent protests at his attempt to extend his 27-year rule. Compaoré issued a statement saying the presidency was now vacant and urging elections within 90 days. Military Chief Honoré Traoré said he had taken over as head of state in line with constitutional measures. Crowds danced and cheered in the capital Ouagadougou after Compaoré's resignation was broadcast. Protesters angry at his attempt to amend the constitution had on Thursday set fire to parliaments and government buildings. There was euphoric atmosphere in the place de la nation as thousands of protesters heard that Compaoré was no longer the president. The demonstrators sang the national anthem, but crowds have no intentions of going home as they are unhappy that Traoré had been appointed as transitional head. He is seen too close to the ousted president. He was Blaise Compaoré's aide-de-camp, and for these demonstrators, that is not enough of a rupture with the past. They have been chanting Logwe, 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 the name of retired General Kwame Logwe, a former defense minister who fell out with Compaoré in 2003. And that wraps up the news at 7. Do join us on the primetime news at 9:45 p.m. I am Sabena Zoku, and thank you very much indeed for watching. How many minutes? When I was fast.